elementary school kids in Tacoma, Washington, learning the lessons of wokeness as their principal cancels their play with less than 2 weeks' notice, saying, quote, "We must not perpetuate stereotypes or engage in cultural appropriation after thoughtful consideration, along with racial justice training at Lowell for all of our staff. I have decided to cancel the fourth grade performance of Lewis and Clark." Joining us now is Jason Rantz, Seattle radio host, talk show host. Jason, always great having you here. So here's what concerns me about this. If Lewis and Clark are off the table because that's racist to do, I mean, everything's off the table. I think they're actually shaming people with figures of American history that we know are heroes in many ways.
Absolutely. I think what this tells us is that you can't really have a play about history anymore.
That's right.
They don't actually explain what the cultural appropriation is, so we're going to have to guess a little bit here, although some of the parents were suggesting that this was because some white kids or black kids were playing some of the Native American characters. They're also children playing adult characters, so I think we could have given this a pass, but they decided not to. And what I think is most alarming here, especially for these kids who presumably were really excited about playing performing in this play, is that they had the script beforehand, the school and the district. They chose to move forward anyway. But then they got two parental complaints less than a week, or about a week before the performance, which was supposed to happen this upcoming Thursday. They could have figured this out early on before you get the kids all excited. They had said that they couldn't rewrite any portions of the play, so they couldn't really work around some of the complaints. This could have been figured out early on. If you're going to have wokeness ruining the performances, at least get it done before you put the scripts in front of these kids.
Yeah, get them all excited. Kids are always the victims in these kind of games that adults play. Yeah. So when did the training, the diversity sensitivity training come? Was that before or after the complaints from the teachers? I mean, the parents.
So they're a little bit unclear about that, but we know that they've been going through training for the last couple years. So it's possible that it's being used a little bit as an excuse after the parents had complained about the content of this play. I know that we're being taught, or staff members are being taught, that they have to be hypersensitive to these kinds of issues. But the truth of the matter is no one is offended here. Literally no one, including the parents who want to pretend that they're offended because they think it earns them some social currency to be woke on these issues. Because you know that for the most part, these are white people who are complaining, white progressives who want to pretend that because they have a BLM lawn sign or they have some avatar in their Twitter or Instagram profiles that they're really up and evolved on the times, and they're the ones who are standing up for the marginalized communities. But all they're doing is being condescending. They're in fact the ones being racist because they're pretending that different marginalized communities can't uphold sort of their composure when presented with a play in which white or black or Latino kids might be playing a Native American. It is just so absurd on its face, and you are so right. It's the kids who suffer here.
Yeah, because they're not getting a complete history taught to them. And basically the message to teachers is if it involves white people and Native Americans, it's danger, danger. And so they're erasing history, and they're frankly erasing Native Americans from our history because no one wants to touch this very treacherous ground that these social justice warriors have created. Here's a statement, Jason, from the Tacoma Public School spokesperson. They said, after receiving complaints from parents about the play, the school and district reviewed the script. The script contains cultural stereotypes that misrepresent the customs and traditions of Native Americans. We initially sought to revise the script, but determined, given the timeline, it was not possible. As a district, we value cultural understanding and strive to create inclusive school environments. And ultimately, the play did not align with our values. So, Jason, thanks for bringing this to light. I guess this is another reason why people should be wary of these woke public schools and maybe take them out. And we need school choice, or else we're not going to have American history. Jason Rantz, thanks for joining us this morning. It's always great seeing you, my friend.
Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it.
All right. Still ahead.